lines would be one way of doing that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Dr. Eyolfson.
Thank you all for coming. Professor Luprecht, I understand you're in Brisbane. I envy you. I was there in early August. Lovely city. So a couple of points you made. First of all, regarding, you said you favor decriminalization over legalization. Would decriminalization not, that would have no effect on the black market, though? Would you agree that the black market would be unchanged if you simply decriminalized it, but it was still illegal?
Well, we still have behavioral change by virtue of decriminalization, so it would have some impact on the market, but not a significant impact.
Yes, yes, yeah. Would you not agree there would be more of a impact on the black market if you had legal producers, so that people who wanted this product would have a legal way and a sanction-free way of obtaining it?
Well, I guess that depends on how this goes, but we have, if we take the cigarette market as an analogy about which I've written in great detail, we have 8 different outcomes across the different provinces, and I think Professor Boyd made an important point. How this is ultimately rolled out and how it is ultimately enforced in different provinces is ultimately going to determine what the black market looks like. If you have a province that makes a concerted effort, as Quebec, for instance, likely would, based on the precedent with regards to contraband cigarettes, then we're likely to get a reasonably contained market. If you have a province such as Ontario currently with regards to contraband cigarettes, where it's relatively little coordinated effort, we're going to get an outsized market of the size that we currently have with regards to cigarettes. So everything determines on the laboratory of experimentation across the 10 provinces.
Okay, thank you. And you also spoke to, there was a statement you made about a large percentage of crash victims having detectable amounts of cannabis in their systems. Was any of this correlated with the amounts or with any level of intoxication? Because as we know, and we've had this controversy with workplace drug testing in the United States over the years, that the presence of detectable amounts or metabolites can persist for days to weeks after intoxication. So these stats that you talked about with accidents, was this just simply detectable amounts that they had consumed it, or was it something correlating with intoxication?
So you'll have to ask Stats Canada that on how exactly those data were collected, because that's where I got those. That's where I retrieved those data. But I think what is irrefutable is the fact that, yes, it'll be difficult to disentangle what other drugs might have been present in a person's system, but the drug, what is irrefutable is that the drug that was most present consistently was cannabis in those circumstances. No other drug was more present than cannabis in drug-related impaired drug offenses.
All right. No, but what I mean is, do we know it was drug-related if it was in, if we don't know an amount, or whether it was an amount that indicated intoxication? Could you call it drug-related simply because the accident victim had a detectable amount that could be from 10 days ago? Would that make it a drug-related occurrence?
Well, inherently, the causal mechanisms will be difficult to disentangle. I mean, somebody can be particularly drunk, and it's the phone that rings that ultimately happens to distract them from driving. Different people metabolize cannabis differently, the way different people metabolize alcohol differently. So I think the causal mechanism is going to be inherently more difficult to discern, but I think there's reasonably, I think we can all agree that people driving high is probably a bad plan. Oh no,
and on that we're totally in that we're in total agreement. What I'm saying is the presence of it doesn't necessarily mean one is high. That's the premise of it. The presence of it in a detectable amount doesn't necessarily correlate. That was the point I was making. Okay. Now. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Boyd, you talked about there would be some concerns with people. You talked about zoning when it came to growing, and that there may be people who object to this. They might not want it in a multifamily dwelling. We do know that the owners of a multifamily dwelling can ban all sorts of things as part of a rental agreement. You can ban pets, which I find very strange, but you can. There are, in Manitoba, there's certainly some new rental property owners that are banning smoking in their rental units. Do you foresee any difficulties should any rental property owner decide that as part of your rental agreement you cannot grow cannabis plants on your premises?
I don't, unless I suppose that there is there's an absence of any logic. But I can think of a number of reasons as to why the owner of an apartment building might want to introduce that restriction in terms of smoking potentially, in terms of odors, and in terms of installation of grows. I've been told that there are some grow operations, or there's a technology that allows growing to take place in a small space with relative risk. So, remains to be seen, but it strikes me that we're going to see those kinds of restrictions. We may see those kinds of restrictions by municipalities. We're certainly going to see municipalities get in the business of restricting retail.
Certainly, yeah, because that's one of the concerns I've heard from realtors. They've been approaching me saying they are concerned that they might have a lot of people in their buildings growing it.
We know historically that there has been a problem, but of course a lot of that difficulty can be traced to the illicit nature of the trade and the kinds of problems we've seen in the real estate industry with tenanted grow ops and the like can be laid to can be essentially eliminated with a legal market.
Okay, thank you. How much time do I have? 28 seconds. I don't think I can ask a meaningful question and have an answer in 28 seconds, so thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That completes our 7-minute round. Now we'll go to